Baby mine, it's not so bad. Yo, hey, if you're catching this on the, what do you call that? The replay. You're catching this as a replay. Man, I earned a shower. It's Memorial Day. Shout out to those. Shout out to the celebrations. Uh, all respect to those who we are upholding today. All right. Wow. Well, wasn't sure what happened with that. I thought I was on here talking, and I'm glad I had this because it told me that the stream did not begin. So that was good. Thinking of changing this setup. Oh, what's up, man? Hari, are you? Um, I don't think it matters, man. I don't think it matters. And unemployed? Yep. I don't care to be employed. You're right. So that makes me unemployed because I don't care to be your definition of employment. What do you do for a living? RDN? What do you do? You troll for a living? What do you do? So funny. You should have joined the stream yesterday. I was talking a lot about um, how we define ourselves and how we. A lot of times, a lot of people they're too. Well, that's cool. Do you live your life with that as a badge, or you just live your life as a human? Because I live my life as a human. I don't go around worrying about whether or not my sexual orientation or yours. But yeah, man, what do you do for a living? I just earned a shower, so I come on here. I take breaks. I took, this is like a break of mine. Was working my butt off, and now I just want to chat. Usually, I come in here, and then I come to get greeted by you, who wants to tell me your orientation that I don't care about because we probably will never meet. It doesn't matter to me. Um, but thanks for throwing a comment in the chat. Either way, so hopefully everyone's having a good day. It's a holiday here in the States, and I don't know. I'm not a holiday person. I feel like every day is a celebration. I know that sounds dry, but that's the truth. Um, I love working my butt off. So that's what the poll is about. If you guys want to take the poll, be real. I am a robot. Yeah, you've been a robot that I haven't seen in a while. you, you're not only a robot, you're a stealth robot. Thank you, be real. Every day you wake up as a celebration of life. You are correct. Absolutely, man. And but there are things that you can do that make your response um, feel with that same joy. And a lot of times when I'm working, Houdini, a lot of times when I'm working, that helps. Hey, if you join the stream, please like the stream. I was having some internet issues earlier, so I don't know if you joined before, but I just finished working outside. I got to rescue some worms, and I got to whatever. I was feeling Not to get into any books or anything, or to call the snake a serpent, but I was feeling away. I was working my butt off. I haven't seen a snake in years, and I know it was habitat based. It was all habitat based. So when you create a habitat, things another bird, things love to dwell in those habitats. It's literally screaming, "Wow, you build a house for me? Why, thank you." Doesn't matter if it's a rodent, um, a predator, prey. When we build, we're usually ignorant to the habitats that we're creating, and we make the habitat, and then we get surprised at who wants to live in the habitat that we just created. Doesn't make sense. When I moved here, I had a whole family of groundhogs living, I believe, under my shed. And the shed looked gloomy, scary, and I didn't want to go in there. Knowing what I know now, I would have, hey, what's up? Knowing what I know now, you put a smile on my face. You see what I did? Go walk by the pool. Knowing what I know now, um, that shed would have been a really good asset to have. But then it was the Hotel Grande groundhog. To On the low side, I would say 9 groundhogs, and we thought it was so cute. When you move out to the country, so to speak. Even though I'm in the suburbs, but I live like I'm in the country. Like the stream, if you're in here, we'll hang out, we'll have a talk, and just give it a like, give it a little run, give me a run. um, wow, look at this little one. Who would think that whether or not which one would be the biggest when it's all said and done? Some of us start off growing like this, some of us start off like this, some of us start off like that, and then the conditions. Thanks for the vote on the poll. Um, some of us, we all grow and mature at different times, so it's pretty cool. And whoever seeded this, they probably only wanted one plant, but I'm not gonna cut them. I'll separate them. Um, but yeah, I had some groundhogs, and there was 9 on the low side, probably 11 or 12 on the high side. And for the first 2 to 3 years, we dealt with this shed. I didn't know it was shed at first, but when I took down the shed, they were gone. And then my neighbor told me that he had lifted something up behind his shed, and it was like a highway. There was like different tunnels to go in. And I haven't seen a groundhog in maybe 5 or 6 years. So when we knocked the shed down, got rid of the habitat, there's no, there's that's it. That did it. And habitat is everything. You know, right now I'm in a habitat. Right now, for the first time, just being super honest with you guys, for the first time, I'm able to stream outside undercover just because of this habitat. So I am like the groundhog who's super excited that I have this canopy that I could stream under. And I'm feeling, I'm about to enrich this habitat because I'm junking it up right now. And we need to move it to a better spot. Daywalk, what's up, man? Like the stream, Daywalk. Thanks for joining. I don't even count days anymore, but the streak is still going. Um, just talking briefly about habitats that we build. I just saw a little snake, and it was very clear that if I wanted to grow a whole family of snakes, do exactly what I did to create that habitat, and I don't want to grow a family of snakes. I'm not a snake person. Um, I find them interesting and intriguing, but most wildlife, I treat them as uh, having more. How could I say this? Having not more responsibility, but more. They have more ownership to um, the environment than I do. As far as like, I'm the disruptor. They're not so disruptive. Even the invasive characters, we see them as disruptive, but there's kind of a war going on, like a habitat war, right? Day walks, everything is going good, man. Bouncing back a little bit. I was a little down the last couple days, and I think I'm bouncing back. I've been in the garden, as you can see. I'll pick the camera up a little bit. So I've been working this garden a little bit, and now in the chickens, I do want to give an update on the chickens and the chicken pen. Um, Hopefully that didn't cut the internet out by moving. Gonna have an update. I'm working on getting my internet situation improved so that I could be closer, to out here in the garden and other areas of my property, and you get to see me do different things. Right now, I'm really restricted because of my internet. Um, it's just that I've never considered. It's good enough to do what I do normally. Like, I'm normally inside playing games. My kids are watching the standard, stuff that they watch: Netflix, YouTube, um, some Disney, throw a little bit of Disney in there. I woke up to watching Sonic. I don't know what Sonic it was, but my son said they had like there was a Sonic 4, then he said there's up to 7, and I said we got to have a Sonic weekend. But what I found cool about watching the Sonic, and I refuse to get out the bed because even though he's watching it, I'm like this. I was so intrigued because in Sonic 2, which is my favorite Sonic, the movie was actually doing it was doing what was in that Sonic game. That was the set, because I remember the world before, like the last one where he turns into this big old robo kind of character, Doctor Ignorance, um, it was in the game, and everything I was watching in the movie was, them doing what happened in the game. So that was super cool. And then it turned into Supersonic, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy!" Because Supersonic was not a part of the shipped game. You had to put in a code to get Supersonic, and I know the code. I still know the code. I still use the code to get Supersonic, and to think that I played this game, like the stream, if you just joined, I'm not really talking about games, more so just speaking about waking up to my son watching Sonic, and how, as a parent, I get reflected all the time of my childhood, and it's hard to. It's not even hard. It's fun. It's a real fun experience. But then I get pushed back into responsibility in reality, and your beard is gray, and your kids call you old, and then I get like a little back pain, and I'm like, that's not because you old, that's because you reached the wrong way. But yeah, Supersonic is there, and it was just so cool. He turned into Supersonic, and so I got to spend 1 week, and I got a schedule where I just do the whole Sonic with the kids. Like, I take them into the world of Tron, so since they go back with me, I'm gonna come up with them. I don't remember when the first Sonic came out, but I'm pretty sure I was already an adult and I was no longer interested. Um, but chicken update. So let's see. You know what? If you guys have a comment, throw it in. I will get to it. Um, feel like I want to move, but I'm a little concerned as well. I'm concerned. You know what? I can see the comments. Let's move. And I'll be closer to the internet. I'm not really a sitter. Definitely not a sitter. But I could feel the sun trying its hardest to come out. We haven't seen the sun in, I would say, 3 days. No sun in 3 days. All right, let's see. Let's see. You guys tell me. Not really a road trip. I kind of just went 10 feet. And this sucks for me because I it's a lot lower. All right, let me try to pick it up just a little bit. You're not on a tripod. It's all right. That's better. It's a little stand. So, chicken update. My chickens haven't been out for 3 days now. As you can see, I've been improving the garden situation. Next, maybe today, we might get a true separation of garden and yard. I'm thinking of installing a fence, and the chickens have, and they look actually pretty cool and confident right now. The chickens have pins that are over there. They haven't been so good at accessing the pins, so I've been kind of seeding them with free range scratch grains. But it's cool to see them chill for a second and not super needy. I've spoken enough about why I needed them to be more contained. Just a quick review on that. I'm not out here as much. I want them to be safe, to feel safe from predators. I want them to eat healthy, so they still have access to forage. If I seed the forage, they'll always have like access to it. Um, so it's a bunch of reasons, and then the real last part is I want to control that all that good fertilizer that they're pooping around, and for it not to just be anywhere. Um, they tend to they tend to do it. They tend to just go where they go, and it could be anywhere. I mean, but look at this, man. All right, we're going. This is as far as I think I could go. Tripod because I'm all hunched down. Whoever's hanging out still, thank you. Thanks for hanging out still. It's so crazy how your energy just goes up and down. I was working on this project. I got through it. Here we go. Sneaky, sneaky. Who's sneaky? I'm not sneaky. I am. I could be sneaky, but I don't be. I don't do sneaky things. I don't do sneaky things. Yuffie, thanks for joining. Make sure you like the stream. Uh, be real. See, see what happened. All right, 1 second. But that's why I gotta improve the internet. I gotta actually have a router that I'm gonna turn into or put it in access point mode, and hopefully when I do that, um, this is what I'm using. It's a little stick pause. Okay, now I feel more like chest to chest now. Hey. All right, cool. Welcome. That was mad loud. I'm sorry. Welcome to the stream. No, today I was working my butt off. Very therapeutic. Had a lot of ideas flowing, and when the ideas start flowing, some of them get tabled, but a lot of them kind of just move on them like right there. And that's a oh man, the sun is. You guys are bringing the sun. Do you see? I know my skin is dark, but I didn't even know I had my America hat on. I didn't know. I'm fighting my kids with the Wi-Fi. You goes, you're 100%. No, no, I'm red skin, bro. I'm red. Look, I actually tan. Some people don't tan. You know, I was laughing with my wife the other day. Damn, he joined accidentally. That's hilarious. You was just scrolling. You was doom scrolling, and your boy with the. First of all, if you feel the bill right here, bro, it feels like wet cardboard. It feel like I can shape this anyway. All right, let's go with the in hand. All right, there you go. Good now. Yo, the sun is coming out. It's been cold the last couple of days, so I'm actually happy. If you just joined the stream, give your boy a like. Stick around. You got a question? Ask a question. I was just out here taking a break from all this hard work. It was really hard work. I had to get my man. That looks like an MJ hat. My kids was just in there trying to do the moonwalk. My youngest son asked me because daddy could do everything, right? So I when did that start? Is that like a does that have to do with you being in the house as a dad that you could just do everything? But my kid was like, Daddy, can you teach me how to moonwalk? I never thought my dad could do stuff. Daddy, can you teach me how to moonwalk? What? So then I say, you know, we're gonna use the technology to our advantage. So I go, just go watch Michael Jackson, on Google. So we have like a Google in the kitchen. So okay, Google, show Michael Jackson moonwalking. So this is what he gets out of it. So after everything, he's like, ah! I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you kids? So then I find myself trying to do that in the kitchen, almost sprained my ankle. Uh, but yeah, that's interesting, man. I love how it just comes back around. MJ's back on top. Shout outs to him and the whole Jackson family. But we was working hard today, man. I hope everybody. That's a good thing. At least if I remember correctly, because sometimes the PG-13 now versus then is a little off. Got a story about that. You want to hear a story real quick? You want to hear an edgy story? Like the stream if you just joined. There's 7 of you in here. I appreciate you guys. I have a smile on my face today. It's 10 of you guys now. Wow. Just like the stream, it just helps the stream to go up a little bit, and your boy could get some respect due. This is probably like my 112th or 13th straight day streaming. Nobody does that. This is what I do though. The boy got Nike on too. Who got Nikes on? Oh, you talking about my sneakers? These dirty. These are the Nike. I'll show you. These are the Nike Garden collection. These are like the donkeys. Not even the. These are like the Jordan lookalikes. Now you ain't counting the. I don't count the streams no more, man, because I don't count the streams because of you. Because I don't get my respect for how hard I worked on those streams. So you're not supposed to count your own point. You think Cal Ripken was out there counting his games? This is the 1,000. This is the 3,000th game I played straight. Cal Ripken's not out there counting his games. So if I'm not gonna get my respect, I'm not gonna sit here and be counting. Someday I'm gonna just have to look at the date and I'm gonna say, okay, Google, how many days ago was that? And all I gotta do is keep streaming every day. That's it. And that's easy. Streaming to me is easy. What's not easy is when I don't get nobody up in here in the chat. There's, I'm sitting here talking to myself. But did you want that story or not? Because I got that story hot off the wax. It's an edgy one, and I'm kind of embarrassed about it. But if you wanted it, I would do it. Didn't know you partnered with Google. I've been with Google since '04. Great product. Take it for what it is. We use so much of their data. They give us a lot for free. Even YouTube. Right now, YouTube is streaming this live, right? YouTube, Google, Alphabet. They're streaming this live. And this live is taking up gigabytes, right? Who's paying for that? It's in a data center somewhere. So we get stuff back from that. Hot off the wax, hot off the DAX, the wax, and the press, bro. I gotta start reading again because I don't get to speak to people. People don't talk no more because they just stay doom scrolling. So I noticed that my phrases are reading that I'm gonna come with a whole different articulation. But I got a story. You just chat. If you want the story, just even give a thumbs up. Something that I can know that I could tell this story. Let's get active. I'm about to join you. Pick up. How can you join me? And where am I picking up from? I feel like I'm being courted. I'm gonna pick you up at the park. They're like, don't pick me up. I'll pick you up. I would love to try to pick you up. I probably can't pick you up. Bro, you can't join. It's on the phone. You can't join on the phone. We would have to start a stream like that. So the guy calls me on the phone call. No, you would have to start the stream. Let's see what my battery is like. You have to start the stream like that. I can't do that. I'm on the phone. I'm not. If I knew, I would have joined from the computer and then I could do you on not. I could link you in from Discord. Oh, you see I'm active, so now you're trying to pop out, right? You didn't tell me if you just laughed at my language. You didn't tell me if you wanted me to tell a story or not. Huh? You want me to do some push-ups? You said what you want? Do you guys like the fitness or people on their like I'm losing weight journey? Those things bother me. They bother me. Like I just want to tell everybody on their now. Granted, I'll catch one every now and then where I'm like I'll get the glass tear like damn keep going. Or you did say hold on, I gotta scroll up so you can repeat. I don't see no. I see your light skin. I don't see you say tell the story. You need to scroll up because all you said story hot off the wax or hot off the press. All you did was troll me. Leave no, not the real fitness world. I'm talking about the like, I'm trying to lose like 20 pounds now, right? Because I gained 20 pounds getting on YouTube. YouTube, the caloric value of streaming every day, because I'd be so stressed when I stream that when I get out of here, I have like a whole hoagie waiting for me and brownies and and the Intamins. I always have the Intamins. What's my favorite? Is it do I always have like a Louisiana crunch cake? Is that what? I don't know. I always have Intamins waiting for me, and you know it's waiting there, and then I eat it. I gobble it up. I probably don't even like wipe off my face, and then I come on here. So now that I'm not doing a night stream and I'm being more conscious about my um myself and my body and all of that. Uh-oh. All right, sorry. So Yuffie, if you put the N word in there, the comment is not guaranteed to show up. uh you gotta know that the N word, I don't even get to see the comment, but thanks for showing it from your side. um my ninja. You can't put ninja in there. You guys want to see me do kata? So, ironically, I got kicked out of karate. I was telling you guys, you moving like Fat Joe with these stories. Yo, I'm all over the place. So, ironically, when I was a kid and I got to do karate, I got kicked out eventually. But for whatever reason, I probably was like 9 or 10. For whatever reason, I learned kata and I never like forgot it. Yeah, derogatory language. Watch your derogatory language. All right, it's not even that funny of a story. I was just thinking about this PG-13, like going back as a kid. So here I am. I'm about, I say, 26 years old. I'm working at an all girls junior high school. A beautiful environment and crazy and ugly at the same time, right? Pan around before you start. Then you hit him with yeah, and then high block, and then yeah, and then ha. But all right, so I'm working at this all girls school. So junior high school, we're talking ages roughly 11 to 14, should be. I think there's some 15-year-olds or whatever. Um, and I end up teaching this class. It is. It is. That's what I said. It's edgy. It's edgy. So I end up teaching a course, not a course. This is a class, like an after school program, right? And look, the girls, I enjoyed them. They enjoyed me. It was an amazing experience. Like I said, the girls. This is like the beginning of like the whole STEM initiative, and the school was pretty much STEM based. So it gave the girls a lot of opportunities to explore fields that they normally wouldn't explore or be exposed to. So that was cool. I was like the computer dude at the time. Makes sense. You know, I'm the computer dude, right? So I taught one course or after school program, and it was sort of like teaching the kids. I think it was like the ABC Mouse Squad, and it I assisted the kids in a curriculum that helped them to take care of the school equipment. Basically, like how we have prisoners make stuff for pennies on the dollar, and then we sell them in the open market. It was a program that taught kids how to um, help the IT support at a school so that the school didn't have to pay for those services. So you would have a kid changing, printers and diagnosing computer issues. And I was teaching them that. I was the warden. right? So that was one class. Nothing wrong. Everything went right. There was always lights on. I know how to conduct myself in a school environment, in a small medium group environment. No issues, right? So then they wanted me to teach something else. It was media. So I don't know if I requested or it just made sense that there was this room that was like really dark and it was in a basement. And it was like the basement of the school and it was like really dark. And but I was able to put like a projector up. So I teach this, it's a media course, like sort of just like watching film and studying and me putting them on to any little thing I understand about that. So instead of going out and finding a curriculum for this program, I'm like, I'm gonna just go through and show some of my favorite movies, right? Now, when we were kids, I guess the stuff that was shown on TV was a lot more edgy than the stuff that they are allowed to show on network TV now, not cable TV. This is prior to cable. I'm talking about WPIX days, Channel 11 in New York. And I used to record videos. We all did, right? Get a VHS tape, pop, I don't know if you pop the tab or you keep it on. I don't even remember at this point. I think when you pop it, you can't record on it. I don't remember. You guys tell me if you remember. And I recorded, I remember one of my favorite movies was Howard the Duck. The problem was that I haven't seen Howard the Duck since I was like a little kid. So here I am, like 25, 26 years old, and I have this tape, I have many tapes, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show them Howard the Duck. Now, if I were a real teacher, what's up, Swaggy? If I was a real teacher, I would have watched the movie of whatever I'm gonna show them prior to showing them, right? I'm 26. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not here to be a teacher. Rashaz, what's up? You got any good recipes? Kind of hungry. So I'm 26. There might have been, let's say, 12 to 15 uh, girls in the class, all girls. And we're in this like room. I put on this movie and right away it started to feel very cringe. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm outside, man. I'm chilling. Got my chickens in the back. Got my garden over here. Working a little. I was working a little bit earlier. Um, so what I recorded on that tape of Howard the Duck was not appropriate to show. I don't know. I don't think any grade. And here I am, Mr. Darnell, showing this to at an all girls school for 15 girls that's 11 to 14 years old. I got through like maybe like 5 or 10 minutes and was like, I didn't think I was gonna get fired, but I was so shocked that the difference, and really the story is not about like I was not intentionally inappropriate. I guess I could have gotten a lot of trouble. The school should have gotten in trouble because no one reviewed what my curriculum was of what I was going to be showing these kids. I'm thinking, I watched this as a kid. It came on network TV. Network TV was supposed to be, you know, good to show. Cable TV was that next level. But there was scenes. There's a scene in Howard the Duck. I mean, pretty much Ducky, which is the duck, he trying to get some the whole movie. Hey, it's the first. Is it the first Marvel studio? Man, I would love to go review facts about Howard the Duck. But Ducky, like for me, like I said, that movie was so amazing. It was so fun. I get why, but I do remember that when I was a kid, we were not told like to leave the room. If there was like a kissing scene, it would be like, "Oh, cover your eyes," and then you would do one of these like, "Oh, what's that? I don't like girls. Why are they doing that?" Right? You were curious about it, but all in all, when Howard got on and he's playing, it was just a cool movie. So I tried to translate my childhood over to these girls at an all girls school, an after school program in a basement. Absolute failure. Absolute. I was so embarrassed. I don't think I've really told anyone. I kind of zapped it from the girls. I did like the Men in Black zapper, and I when I cut it off, I kind of prepared the next movie, which I knew was like super safe, and we didn't have to talk about it. And maybe I mentioned that like TV was a little bit different, and I'm gonna make a little turn and say, well, TV was different back then, and parental advisory was different. Well, why are you showing an 11-year-old this? What kind of creepy nonsense is that? So I got caught up in a position, and just reflecting on that, just about how people in at different times, and I'm sure different countries, we all have what we think that our people should be watching, and who knows? It's probably not appropriate for other people. That's not what this whole stream was about. I just figured it run across my head. I was talking about watching Sonic earlier with my son. My chickens are more what I wanted to give an update on. They are pretty calm right now. I've been forcing them. Oh, and let me show you guys, since you guys weren't here, I'll be right back. Let me show you guys last week. Um, this is why, and I'm not trying to reel you in, but this is why you got to keep checking back on the content, because I'm always working on something new. I want to show you guys these trellises, these lattice trellises that I built finally with scrap wood, no plans. So I made this and this on stream last week with no plans, and pretty much just went for it and didn't pause the stream or anything. We pulled out the big guns and plugged everything into the EcoFlow and got these two amazing lattices built. So, and now I don't know where to put them. We got 8 votes. That's pretty awesome. Like I said, this I've been streaming every day, but it hasn't felt. If I have to be honest about it, let me just flip this over so that it could be on the flat side. If I have to be honest about it, it hasn't felt good. It hasn't felt organic. Uh, and I'm not. I don't know what to do about it. I just know that the day is going to lead into the night, and then the next day, and I just come on. But it's good to see some of you guys again for sure. It just hasn't felt good. I haven't felt like I'm getting that return that I'm looking for. You want to see my home. Hey, the only reason why I won't show my home right now is because of my wife, and there's like one big project that's like holding us back to unlock that experience. And I like there's definitely separation that you have to have, Rashas, with like your house and inside. And when I started this journey, I was um, cautious of that. You know, like I don't say how many chickens. You if you have heard me, I do stuff like this. I'll like it, I'll get a message to you, but I'm pretty private about certain things. I think I'm pretty comfortable with how I respond, and I think my house as a whole is off limit just because people get weird on YouTube. I don't know what that message was, Yuffie. 100. That's funny. I'm sorry I missed your message. 100+ days and you're still not happy. No, I'm not. I'm not. It's nothing to do with. It's nothing to do with you guys. It's it just shouldn't be that big of a fight. You shouldn't have to fight that hard. I'll give you an example. Yuffie, if you tell me Yuffie, you're still with me. Anyone else who's just joined, please like the stream. We've been hanging out for half an hour. I've been running my mouth. If that's your cup of tea, please hang out. We're in the garden. I was sitting down. Now I'm in like action mode. I still got that adrenaline pumping. We were going to do a workout, but I don't know how to. I'll answer that. Be real. I just want to see if Yuffie is here because I have this thing that I was talking to you, Be With Media, about. Man, the sun is coming through. I might actually be able to get a kid outside. There's some like magic about when everything aligns. You start seeing one kid will be like, we could come outside. We could put down a video game. See, Natural Homestead, thanks for supporting the community. I'm so glad to be a part of our community because that was a huge struggle to be able to make videos that I want to make, not racy, sketchy things. I'm half clothed, waiting for. Okay, hey, to each his own, man. Yuffie, you still here? Missy's here. Wow. Am I missing these half clothed messages? Waiting for a bathroom to open up. Okay. Well, Julian, long time. Well, I mean, look, that's the thing. Maybe sometimes I'm not streaming long enough to get like people I've seen in the past. So I do appreciate you guys for coming. Please like the stream if you came in and you already know what I'm about, so I don't have to go through the whole spiel. Oh, you a body is half clothed kind of person. Hey, I have a my brother-in-law. He's like a straight just underwear person, and I've had like friends over, and he just come ask me a question, and it's just straight underwear. It's like, bruh, you know, company maybe. All right, so this is the scenario, right? I'm talking about being very specific. This is not like I don't sit down in the room and cry and say nobody likes me. Um, I love making my videos because I can be myself. So yes, absolutely. But not. It's not just about being yourself. I feel like I'm fighting against the forces that be. The algorithm, real quick. The algorithm is about engagement. It makes sense that they prioritize things that are racy, negative, polarizing, political. You go down this whole list. It makes sense because humans seem to react more to that. So if it's about engagement, the algorithm is doing what it's supposed to be doing. The problem is that on the inside, the soul, we can be just as racy and happy. Um, on the flip side, we just haven't shown that on the internet. We don't react well to something that is not negative. I feel like I'm here to help that fight so that we can enjoy and be at peace and show that the algorithm, you could also shift into things that are good. And it doesn't have to be about political and all of that. Can you do this and that? Okay, so this is what I told you, Be With Media. Um, throw in the chat what you guys do for a living or have done in a decent hourly rate to you can you be chill but have a crazy moment? Hey, Swaggy, to each his own. I feel like I've had crazy moments, and so what it is that you can't guarantee that one thing you do is going to spark the algorithm. Yesterday, I posted a short of me dancing to what's it called? Pump up the. It's one of these these songs from the '90s. It's like a stadium song, and I'm dancing in the garden. And if YouTube only shows that video to 400 people, and I own it, I think it did like 800. So if say they showed it to 4,000 people, what I'm saying is if I threw a F bomb in there, if I stuck my middle finger up and I came and was like and I said something negative, that's gonna be 40,000 impressions, and then that person, then I'm gonna get out of 40,000 impressions, I'm gonna get 5,000 views. So you're not giving me the impressions because you're telling me, which is not true, oh, this content is not good. What it is this content is not going to spark somebody to want to hang around and follow me because I have no videos doing negative content. Let me go check that out. Yeah, I was playing. I mean, I didn't do it. It was just a feeling. All right, so put in the chat. I love that you guys are chatting. This is probably my best stream in a long time, right? And you guys are the reason. Put in the chat a profession that you do have done, and can you attach an hourly rate to it? I know I'm asking for a lot, but this is going to make a lot of sense as to how I was feeling and how I've been able to like just express it and overcome it. And maybe for She Natural Homestead, maybe it'll kind of like, click with you. Just if one person, I just need one person. I don't like to feel that I'm taking us somewhere that is adverse to you guys. Swaggy said, so like 1 minute of violence. And yeah, so I've had cinematic stuff where it's nighttime and I have this one video called it's thaw season. I'm gonna go get them eggs, and I'm doing like that's just my creativity. There's no violence in my life. There might be weapons or what people would see as weapons. There's garden tools, and we could get there. We could get there, but I'm not gonna do that because if I do that, I'm showing my children that that's what they have to do to spark the algorithm. Forget all that. No negative content on my page. Yeah, I have chickens. I'm gone. So I do agree with you. Yep. All right. So Eufy's a pharmaceuticals, Infinity. How much hourly rate are you talking, Eufy? That's all that matters really to me is the hourly rate. Let's talk hourly rate. What about natural violence at the insect level? So insects to me, I'm a permaculture enthusiast, so the insects are just as important in my relationship with what's going on. That's adverse to my message. I could show them being violent. I can't show me being violent to them because I wouldn't do that. Oh, you own a landscaping? Cool, cool. I don't know what's next for me, She Natural Homestead. That's kind of where I need to kind of figure out. All right, so but that's not every hour, so that's not your hourly rate. But you say 4K. All right, so I'm gonna tell you, as a software engineer freelance, let's get into this, right? So yeah, but you're not being fair, Yuffie, because you're doing what the street pharmaceutical people, and now we talking. You doing what the street pharmaceutical people, aka drug dealers, you doing what the street pharmaceutical people. You're showing me the height of it. You're not telling me all the dead time, right? So I'll give you. You put it in. That's all I asked for. So I can't be mad at what you put in the chat. That was for anyone else want to put it in the chat. I'll call it out. How much was the pay, Swaggy? How much was the pay hourly? Hourly or salary, however you wanna put it. 0 an hour during dead time, but you got to average that out. You can't just when we got that 4K, we was up, and then you sat there for 400 hours later doing nothing. Look down where the money is. About 20 hours. Okay. So the corner time on the corner. So thanks for hanging out, guys. So when I was a freelance consultant at software engineer, right, on the high side, I've charged $125 an hour. On the low side, $50 an hour, right? $50 an hour. Low side, high side, $125 an hour. So okay, started like five. Well, I've been there. My lowest rate is $5.15. At a lot of the jobs in my first couple of years working. So let's say $50 an hour. So we're talking about what we would assume to be skilled workers. We're not being disrespectful, but we're saying these are market skills, market professions that we think skilled workers work in. So if I'm independent, you're going to have to pay me around $50 an hour on the low side for a software skill, right? So that's my value. It's $50 an hour. You guys you want to have a conversation with me on the outside, and we do that consistently. You start seeing creators do that. I don't know where this is going. I don't think so. But you see people do that, and they start charging for interviews, and so they have to come up with this rate somewhere. So since I've made 50 an hour, when I go sit down and I edit videos and I'm doing similar work, um, nice. 2 hours and you made $800. That's awesome. Um, I have to evaluate my time doing media. So if I'm gonna attach $50 an hour to it, which I don't think is crazy, right? I don't think that $50 an hour is crazy. If you were working for a popular YouTube channel, and a lot of these people, they don't edit their own videos, they're paying people to make clips. I've heard some of these bigger creators, they pay people $50 a clip, and they're getting hundreds of clips from different channels being made. And just pay them $50 a clip. It takes minutes to create a clip. I'm just going $50 an hour. I stream for 100 days straight. I stream for 100 days straight. On average, let's say it took me 2 hours, right? 2 hours. So you guys help me do the math. 2 hours a day for 100 days. It's 200 hours. 200 hours times $50 an hour. Can somebody help me with the math? Help me. Yuffie, help me with the math. Somebody help me with the math. Because we going to do this together. Thank you. 10K. So here's my problem. I'm currently employed. The math is don't quit your day job. I'm currently employed. So I know what my value is at my job. I have skills that I could start other businesses. I'm not this is not something that just happens overnight. Everyone just can't do this. Everyone doesn't understand soil. She Natural Homestead, you're a landscaper, you know that everything comes good and bad. So in 100 days, I feel like I've invested $10,000 worth of time. Do you guys disagree with that? And I'm going very bare bones here because it's more than 200 hours, but I'm going bare bones. In 100 days, I invested $10,000 of time. All right, so $10,000 of time. So for $10,000 of time, I earn 360 subscribers. In $10,000 of time, I earned 360 subscribers. So now, no, but here's why I have to. Here's why I have to, Swaggy, and I'm glad you said that because I'm with you. The problem is currently when I'm making content and still on this content journey, because no, I no. So okay, I'll answer. I'll answer all of those. I'll answer all of those. But let me get it all first. So if we're just gonna go to monetizing route, I know Swaggy doesn't like it. We'll just go to monetizing route. When you start a business, which whether or not you believe your favorite creators, this is either a side hustle or it's a primary hustle. It's not just a place to put your creativity. It's not just a place to grow your community. There are things that you don't control about that. You could, no one's stopping anyone, including me, to start a website. And I've even thought of this and just put your stuff on your website, try to get people to it. You don't really need to hang out with the whole monetizing. Once you're here, you're a little bit vulnerable because you never know who shows up in that chat. I damn near had Satan come in the other day. That was the person's name and came in and was just saying whatever you wanted. So when we talk business, we're talking about acquisition costs. So $10,000 invested and I earn 360 subscribers. So how much does it cost me to gain each subscriber? That's the math. That's what I'm doing. That's the math that I'm doing. So when I look at it like that, which is not my everyday, but it's hard to ignore the numbers because they matter because I'm on a journey to get monetized. And then I never have to worry about it again. And I could have a channel the way that I want to have a channel. Let them look in. Okay. So to me, that equation is off because I've been watching YouTube for years. And I know that the difference in giving me what I want, which is my consistent community where we could chop it up and I could share and I could show my creativity, I'm being blocked from showing my creativity to a large enough group that makes it worth it for me, right? And the past couple of weeks, I grew into a conversation with myself that I'm evaluating. I did 100 straight days. Where did that get me? So now I'm going to start answering your question. So Swaggy says, did you enjoy it? Absolutely. I enjoyed it. As much as I enjoyed it, I gained 20 pounds. As much as I enjoyed it, I took hundreds of hours away from my family. My mental health was not as balanced as it was prior to streaming because it was adding something. And the way that I did it, which is the very reason why the very reason why I'm out here doing it and I'm trying to coach myself into understanding what I was doing that night. And I'm gonna get to what She Natural said, which is very interesting. That should be studied. So first question is, did I enjoy it? Absolutely. Second question, did you learn something? My channel from the start, for whoever was here, Be Real was here, Daywalk was here, Mick the Pick was here. from the very start, I was intentionally learning in real time. That was what this that was the experiment, was learning in real time. When I started, there was no mission of doing 100 days. I literally just pressed live one day, and when I got to 5 days, because I have an addictive personality, I said, I can't stop. I'm still on that train. I can't stop, because if I stop, then I'm not continuing. I'm back at 0 days, right? I learned what it takes to use these tools. Um, Definitely when I'm inside, I'm on OBS. But here's the other part. My degree is in mass comm. So from a media perspective, there's not much learning. I've worked with real television cameras. I was an editor. I know how to edit. What I learned about is what I'm talking about, which is why is the algorithm so hard? Why it doesn't have to be this hard? When someone has something to say, why is it so hard for the algorithm to listen? When someone has nothing to say, the algorithm is yeah. So I've learned a lot of things that I don't know if I get to take into the human world, because a lot of the things that I do in the human world, they make sense. There's a natural return on the investment. It's transactional, and return doesn't have to be monetary. So I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad you said that. But there has to be an exchange. When I'm working the land, I'm exchanging. I'm getting these crops. There's an exchange here. I took away this land. I'm trying to feed the soil and give something back. The microorganisms are happy. Um, so that's what that is. And in the last part, was it therapeutic? I would say because of the mental health spectrum that I, as an individual, am on, I'm more of a ebbs and flows. I think that naturally it just it was therapeutic. There were times where it wasn't, and there were times where it was. There were times where I had a whole lot to say, and I planned to say this, and I prepared, and no one showed up. And there were times where I got to see my growth because I wasn't prepared, and I just said, "What the heck, man? I'm gonna just okay. It's time," and everyone came, and we sat down and chilled and hung out and bought. Oh, there's a huge hawk flying that way, and just brought all its life. So this isn't really a huge reflection on what the 100 days was like. This is more, if I had to bottle this up and to show my kids what do they have to do for this new way to do something in the world in this format. I feel sad that people have to go through hoops, and I think that I think that social media could just work better. And as a technologist myself, I could see ways for it to work better. So it's intentionally not working. You're intentionally not finding the things that you can find. That part is really bothersome. But I hope I answered your question. I appreciate your questions. Um, she Natural said YouTube burnout is a real thing. You took time off. It can feel discouraging, but they put the crazy stuff in the forefront. I'm not even monetized yet. So that was a problem for me, She Natural Homestead, because uh, we talk monetization. Monetization is the goal now. Why? Because I don't have to prove to myself that I have the confidence to come on here. There's not a technology hurdle. I got stuff going on. Like this, you can't fake a lot of this. One time I came on a stream and somebody told me in the chat that my background was AI. They said your background was AI, and they caught me in that one moment that I was like, ugh, and I went to the background, And it wasn't this. I had like a pool cover that was in the middle of the lawn. I'll show you that way. So it was like in the middle of the lawn, right? And somebody said, "Oh, that pool is fake." Um, so you just never know who gets to come in here. But here's the thing: once you join the train, and I hope you're still here, Swaggy. Once you join the train, you get 365 days to be monetized. It's you're monetized based on your last 365 days. So I feel like all of the effort that I put in, because I'm not there yet, if I let up, I could waste all of those efforts. That's a trap. Like this is a trap. Like that part is a trap because if I suffer from burnout and I say I'm gonna take 3 months off. See, like I understand numbers and I love looking at numbers and seeing if there's something that I can do. And I think that's when I get frustrated because I don't see how much I can do except for what you were saying, go beat down an insect, show some violence, stomp it out, do a leg drop on it, right? Like I hear you. Freaking the people's elbow on an insect, just to goof off. But I goof off enough. Um, but you're trapped there because this statistic is based on your last year, and that is the conclusion that I draw is they want people who are active to be monetized because they don't really take away the monetization based on your inactivity. You could just, drop a video every now and then. So I want to get to the point where I'm doing it the way that I want to do it, but I can't do it the way I want to do it because if that turns into take a long time to make a video, if that turns into take a long time to make a video, that video may do numbers or hold on. Okay, guys. Get this on a charger. So not gonna be moving, but I'm sure you guys can hear me. Okay. Somebody could just let me know I'm still here. Okay. She not true. It's not that you can't get monetized after a year. It's that thank you, Missy. Is that your monetization? If you look at the earn tab, your activity is based on your last year. So if I did 3 months of streaming. I got a bunch of watch hours. I got a bunch of subs. If I go 10 months, that first month that I did, if I go 10 more months and I don't hit that 3,000, that first month that I did no longer counts towards monetization. It doesn't count. So you start to realize that this is a good, we want to speak about algorithms. This is a good bet for them. It's a great bet for them because once somebody wants to do it, they're going to keep doing it in the hopes that they make a viral video and it goes crazy. So in that, if you have me sort of like playing lotto, right? I don't know if I don't play lotto, but I question the people who do because I don't know what they get out of it over time because there's so much wins and losses, but you feel like if you don't play, you can't win, which is true. If you don't play, you can't win. But if you don't play, you can't lose. If you don't play, you can't lose. This is not shade on anybody, but I am not triggered by when the thing goes to $500 million or $10 billion. I don't care. I don't change anything I'm doing because you want to trigger me. Because when you break this down, the lottery is sanctioned based on your state. Me and you can't create a lottery, and that money goes back into your some of that money goes back into your government. So it's a good thing for the schools. Now tell all the schools that their desk and their computers are because people at the corner store playing lotto. Go tell the kids that. All the people that they walk past who's nickel and diamond and doing scratch offs all day, go tell them that the reason why they have a crossing guard is because of the gambling that's happening. I have you thinking now. Yeah, go check it out. Go check it out. She Natural Homestead. It's so. And if you're still here, Swaggy. Okay, Swaggy says, but you making something, right, for minimum effort. I'm not making anything. I'm not Gosh, YouTubers, you work for here for free to pot committee. Yep. Yeah. Well, here's another take on it, Swaggy. If you're still around, monetized, right? But think about this: being monetized doesn't mean that YouTube is paying you. It means that you are a part of a program to be paid. No one should, well, I shouldn't say no one because I have seen a few people, but people don't necessarily say I'm monetized and then show you their 50-cent check. I want to be monetized. I don't have the freedom to make videos the way that I want to because the videos that I go back 4 years ago, it took me 4 years to get 99 subscribers. 3 of those years, I have 50 subscribers. Am I not the same person? So it's not hard to conclude that, and maybe people don't know this yet. It's not hard to conclude that it's not people that's making the decision whether or not this content is good. They have trained programs that we like to call AI to make the decision for you already. It took me 4 years being the same person with the same goofy, with the same mentality. I didn't wake up one day and say, you know what? I'm gonna be a better YouTuber. I'm gonna get the DDG voice. And it's the same thing. The same land. There's nothing different. I have more momentum. I have a little bit more comfort on here. If I blew up, not that I've ever blown up, but if I blew up in the past, you don't think that I would be smiling and giving good energy if I was able to get reception to the people, the community that I wanted to be in? You started 3 months ago. I'm going to check you out, She Natural Homestead. In fact, I could check you out. Where did I put that? All right, I'm going to just go get this stand real quick. I'll be right. Oh, okay. You know what? Let me just hold the phone for a second. Let it get enough charge because it told me we on our last leg of charge. So that's kind of why I had to move over here. But I have a stand. So, She Natural Homestead is a great conversation to have. I don't like being on this conversation a lot. We do talk about this in the open studio stream that I was doing at night. That's kind of what it was. It was growing in real time. I wanted to get like-minded people together and to show them what I know about this so that maybe they could try different things. I had this really weird issue, and you guys are going to think this is crazy, but when you start to respect it more, maybe that's not the proper term, but it works for me. If you start to respect it more, what these triggers are, you then could do something about it. Just like Um, just like when Swaggy said, you know, can you make 1% of your videos something that's a little edgy and 99% not edgy, right? That's me finding some gimmick. So I was messing around with my settings from the computer. I just had a webcam. I struggled for some time to get better quality, and it turned out to be the lighting, and it turned out to be that in addition to the lighting, my webcam was using automatic settings. It was trying to, just like how a phone camera does, it wants everything to be clean. So if it's a little blurry, it'll zoom in, it'll modify the focus, and in a low light setting, that's not good. So I was messing around with the settings and I ended up making my face smaller. You got it. You have to hear this. For 1 week, the amount of people that was on my stream, 80 to 10 for a week. It was 10. So I'm like in day 50 and I'm just like, what? Again, it's the same person, right? It's the same setup, it's the same camera. What could possibly be different? What do you guys think it was? Like what what could possibly change? Why would my now it's a whole week. It's not one day. It's not Memorial Day. It's not a holiday. It wasn't Mother's Day. Um what could possibly be different that for a week consistently my numbers are low? Now I could give you one thing that's possible because we did have we had a bunch of days where we would get claims. Some of those were the funnest streams where we would get copyright, not strikes but claims. Um, oh, I'm following you now, She Natural Homestead. Man, you're doing great on the subs. That's awesome. I love that. So you gotta get them watch hours up. I'm guessing we could work. You could work on that. It'd be nice to talk to you about that actually. So I know I've seen your videos because I see your the way that your shorts when you put the text over it. So I'll tell you what it was. It could be claims. If you have an active claim, the inside the studio YouTube studio, it says these claims will not affect your videos. But then my numbers go down for a week. So I understood in the past, make sure if you're gonna go live, make sure you just empty out all the claims that you have, and that should help your numbers to like, come up. I went to ChatGPT. Now, excuse me, you would think that what I'm saying is be against the technology. That's not what I'm saying. Learn how to use the technology appropriately and question why the technology is against us. Why is it intentionally doing something that's not in our favor? If anything, these technologies should work for us, right? So I went to ChatGPT and I started asking, questions, and something told me ask about you give it information about your whole set. I said, one day I want to move to more have a more studio feel, which I'm working on. I haven't broken ground on it, just conceptually. Because when I watch high quality streams, when they have what I was trying to do and have like a setting and feel like you're in a studio, they're better than mine, right? I'm just in a room in my house. Now I'm in like right in front of a closet. So I started saying something about the background, and lo and behold, I discovered something that I was shocked, and it changed my understanding of what's going on. Oh yeah. Oh, you stream every night. What I'm gonna be joining your stream every night. We gonna be in there. So I started to think about other streams that I've watched, and I was thinking the difference between their setting and my setting. A lot of times the background might have stuff. Like if you've ever watched a news stream, like a modern somebody doing media, and they bring someone in, they always have like a bookshelf and they have figurines on it. And I was considering like, is there something to that? So I asked ChatGPT. Yes, there is something to it. Why? Is it not the same person that's streaming? Is it not the same talking head, the same person that, especially if they come in there every day, and a lot of us are given that time. That time is away from our family. That time is away from activities that we're doing. That why the heck would it matter if I have a bobblehead that's in the background? Oh, it matters. All of the objects matter in the background. What? Okay. So now I'm like, so I'm a software engineer, so I'm like, that would make sense. Object recognition is not a new technology. That's not a within the last 5 years, decade technology. Object recognition has been around. They've made it better. AI has taken it to another level on who's doing it, who's deploying these programs. So, for instance, in this view head, they see this is automatically a canopy. You have a broad fork, you have a spade, and you have a pot over here. It's got tractor supply written all over it. Tractor supply. So when they go into the data lake and they start to figure out who they're gonna match my stream with, what do you think they're gonna match it with? Now, here's where the conflict comes, and I'm notorious for creating. I'm notorious for creating this conflict. My stream title may say, "I'm sad. Well, my kids play too many games." But your background is you're sitting in the garden. You're supposed to be talking about spring and gardening. But why can't I talk about what I want to talk about? Why can't I just sit here? If you came to my house and you saw I was in the garden, maybe I just want to sit here because it's a seat. No, that's not how this works. So Swaggy, that's why I got super engaged, because in order to break the rule, you got to know the rule. You can't think outside the box unless you know how big the box is, right? Those are the rules. I'm a problem solver. Whenever somebody comes to your desk and they need you, I got activity here. I got a little B. What's up, man? Whenever somebody comes to your desk and they need your help solving a problem and they want to hand you the problem, don't trust them. And this is not me just trying to stir the pot. On my nighttime live, I'll talk about everything gardening and more. And granted, all of us are going to be impacted differently and affected differently. And She Natural Homestead, starting off with your name, you have a very good keyword based name that is going to allow for the algorithm to figure out who you are and the profiles of the people that they should connect you with. When I started 4 years ago on a different channel, because this is the channel that was attached to my email, I made a channel called Darnell Just Homesteading. And I was trying to post these videos. I would put a bunch of effort into, posting all the stuff that I'm doing, and I would get no numbers. I'm talking 10 views for a video, and I was posting long form, 10 to 20-minute videos. Stuff is still up. You could check it out. And I would get 10 views, and I was like, this doesn't, I can't do this. A 10-minute video with edits, a 20-minute video with edits, that's a lot of time for 10 people in one like. So back to what I learned around day 50 of the stream. Objects matter. So am I gonna go out and get a whole bookshelf and put little Pez characters up there? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not swayed by that. It's just something that I now know. So when I make my set, I have to know what lane that I'm fitting into, because I want to be the against the grain person, because that's just who I am. I want to talk about every topic under the sun, because that's just who I am. But the algorithm doesn't work like that. And they don't care for people to be like that. They want to understand what you're talking about so that they could deliver you to a person that's going to be engaged, that will then yield an ad because the person is staying there and watching. That is the number one thing. Get people to stay and watch. That's all this is. It's nothing more. I don't take it personal. Long-winded answer to explain. I do remember changing my settings to make my camera what I thought the quality of everything looked better, because that's what I was working on. And ChatGPT asked me if my head was too small in the camera. And I was like, it has been a week, and what I thought I was making was an amazing looking live, but my head was small. You gotta be kidding me. The algorithm is making a decision on how the quality of what I'm offering based on the size of my head. If I'm here, if I'm engaged, this means engaging. This means not engaging. Engaging, not engaging. So remember, they're in control of who they send and how they send. Even though we're swiping, who they send and how how they send people. I changed my camera back and my numbers went right back up. So these are the games. These are the games that I've gotten a chance to play and understand, and there's always a new game to play. So now that I'm out of the 100 days, I still go live every day. But I've enjoyed giving that time back to my family, taking a break, getting my mental health back in order, my physical health back in order. I don't even know how I gained about 20 pounds doing a stream. It just sounds crazy. Thank you, C Natural Homestead. I've been an open book. I've been trying to echo this and get this out there. I every now and then, just like your message, I every now and then get these, get the feedback that I'm on the right path, and I just keep going. When I hear that and feel that, I just keep going with it because Swag, if you're still here, I'm just here to be a part of a community. Less people in my world are do what I'm doing. It's not easy living in the suburbs and wanting to live the way I live. Not a lot of people want to do that. People are still stuck in, and I do believe stuck because it doesn't necessarily work for people. There seems to be evidence of that even in the friends and family I talk to, but they treat me like like a journeyman. I'm an explorer. I'm Napoleon. I'm on the next frontier. Um, to me, I'm just walking outside my house and doing the right thing because I gotta eat. I want to eat, and no one taught me this. And there isn't elders that I'm connected to. I try to get the game wherever I can, um, that are going to expedite the process. So there's been a lot of mistakes along the way, and because I've learned from YouTube, I've learned from watching over a decade of content, even before I was into this lifestyle, because it hasn't even been a decade. Um, I'm giving back for others that may find this stuff or find a way that I'm doing something, gonna get them, on that train. But I'm not connected to a lot of people who do that. So YouTube, I'm connecting with She Natural Homestead. That there was no other opportunity for me to do that unless I physically get up and move. And let's be frank, a lot of the people that it's a segment. I guess I'm in the black gardener, even though I'm just I do permaculture, and my watching habits are all over the place. I watch people in Australia, in England, in New Zealand, uh, but I'm a black gardener, and they put me into that category. It's a vibrant community, and I'm a microscopic voice in there. And everyone has their own way of doing it. I'd say that 80% of the things that I watch and that I mimic, I failed at. I failed drastically. Some of my favorite creators and favorite creators to this day, um, you can't take what someone else is doing and it just works for you the way that they're doing it. It's nice when you see the messages of the people that come in and say, I did that. That's nice. That's a nice thing to have. I'm glad that that's inspiring. I feel like they paying those people because you got to go out, you got to come out here and you got to be a practitioner. This is a lab, and you may not have interest, the same interest of the things that you watch. I never touched a worm before getting out here. I never touched a worm, and now this is what my day is like. This is me collecting the worms that I wanted to save because I was doing a project, and it was like some sandbags that I had to move, and I figured I'm gonna not only collect them. Look at this big old hunker. I'm not only gonna collect them, but I'm gonna create for them, and I'm gonna, since it's near where I sit all the time, I'm gonna make sure that I observe that the worms are reproducing and turning that into vermicompost, and maybe I'm able to have another situation that I could feed the garden. So a lot of this is just from practice, and I would say about a year ago I came into the I'm doing what everyone else has done phase and moving into the I want to show everybody what I'm doing phase. And I didn't know a better way. I hinted at, let me just start a blog. right? Darnell just homesteading. I believe. Let me check real quick. I believe I own the domain justhomesteading.com. I believe that I own that, and I was gonna make an app for homesteaders to keep random notes and event tracking. And not that there aren't apps out there, but there's nothing wrong with looking at your from your purview. Hold on, let me sign in real quick so I can see. I think I own that domain. You're gonna make me make something out of it. I've been purchasing domains since I was like 16, 17. Looks like they sent a code to my phone. Let me see. Sorry, 37. Yeah, no, I just had to get this code. That come on, y'all, let me sign in. I just brought my computer out here 2 days ago. I don't know what took so long. Yeah, I own justhomesteading.com, and I was thinking of either subdomaining or just slashing off and have people that could create profiles there, and I'll host my blog there of the stuff that I've been doing. And like I said, I want to show I want to show people, just giving it's giving back, because people have shown me and they've given me the courage. People that look like me, people that think like me, people that also saw things that were wrong. Um, just she natural, since you're here, I could just take you a little bit on the journey. When I got this house about a little more than 9 years ago, and I'm from the city, from New York City, from the Bronx. And when we got the home, I didn't know it was going to be. It was just a home. It was just bigger and better than I've ever had. And it wasn't easy. And the ideas started to come. We would, you know, my wife we watched a good amount of stuff. And then I started watching YouTube and seeing people out on the land. It was like, well, I got land. And then we joined the CSA, Community Supports Agriculture, just because we wanted to eat good. And it kind of exploring all of these, just having a better quality of life where we were. So I feel like I didn't have a high quality of life where I was at, and I wanted better. And that's not shade on the Bronx. That's shade on the immediate area that I was in, and the businesses and how the businesses treat you. And it just seems like you're just contributing to their welfare. That's how I felt. I didn't like the schools that my children were going to be going to and actually started going to. So it was time to go. And I couldn't afford, when you're in the city, you ain't gonna get a lot of land for a little bit of price. So you got to move a little bit out. So that's a standard story. So we end up moving out to the suburbs, and thankfully we moved to a suburb where you get more, and it's not a HOA, and the town is a little bit lenient, or they don't have enough people to man. They ain't super critical. So I got to fail in different ways without being penalized for it. And so we did the CSA. It was, I never forget, because it was a lot of money for me to think that you give somebody money and you don't get nothing back from it. I like to think of it as, I would not even give the Chinese food man. Oh, that's so beautiful, homeschooling. I tried. My wife, it's so rigid that we were never able to agree. And because respectfully, Um, we never really, we just got stuck into where we were. And look, my tax dollars, I'm in a really good school system. So there's some parts of it that are kind of a relief for me. But I've had a bunch of ups and downs. But just taking you back, so I we were in the CSA, and the CSA was $950. Uh, I had a lot of money to just hand over to somebody, and you don't get nothing for it yet. Like, I'm not in line to buy a Tesla, and you put the money up, and then they come 4 months later with the delivery of the car. No, I need my money, and I need. I would not. I was saying the Chinese food example. Until I get my food, I'm not giving you money. So much could happen in the time of me handing you the money, paying, and I get no food. So much. So the deal was you give them $950, and then for 25 straight weeks, um, you're gonna get food. You show up, and some of it they pick for you, and then some of it you pick. That was the first time I could say I was on a farm, not just in a pass by, oh, that's a farm. And I got to see farming. It's an organic farm, and I got to see farming, and it was worth it. It was, if you go price pound for the price, we got back way more than $950 of produce. So I was sold, and then I had an aha moment. And prior to this moment, I am not. I'm this is no stretch. Prior to this moment, you know what? Let me let me. Oh, I could. Okay, I could make it to this thing, because I holding the phone is like killing me. But I want to finish telling the story. Okay, I got it, and then I can sit back down, and hopefully the internet is still here. It's hard to read the comments, and I already have like a lean in my head all the time. I've always had that. So the aha moment was, we got 9 people in the chat. Please like the stream. I'm just going back. She Natural Homestead. Shout out to her. She's been hanging out with me for a while here, and I'm telling her how I got into a lot of this gardening, and what I'm doing now. It's a little glitchy. You can still see, understand. Okay, it should clear up, because it's a little glitchy. You know what? All right. I think it was because I was holding it. It's still now. It should be still. I'm pretty sure. Let me just make sure I'm on the right. All right, I'm on the right internet. I should be good. So I had a thank you, see natural. I had a and that's a part of it too. That's annoying. I got to get this internet. I'm gonna hook up an access point to my main router, and I should be having really good internet, and that's gonna change everything, because that's why I got the mic. I spent $20 on this. It's the only thing I've heard live in streaming. Everything else is equipment that I already had. So I had this aha moment, which sounds pretty silly now. The farm is 10 minutes away from me. The farm is like 120 acres. I'm on one. Why am I paying them to grow something? We get the same rain. We get the same snow. Can't I just grow? Like, I love the community. I loved it. You would show up sometimes. They would have apple cider, hot cider. They have wonderful apple cider donut. That's the thing. Like, this used to be like apple country, and apple cider donuts. But there's the other side to it. I'm paying a premium because you guys are involved in this, which is fine. But maybe this could be where I transition into, I'm going to now grow a few things and I could still be in it. Now I have even more. And what ended up happening was the CSA, which started out amazing, the quality of it started to go down and it was less food. And as we know, this is before, what do they call that, shrinkflation. This is before prices were going were going up and the stuff was staying the same size. This is 2018, 2019, and we know and it didn't feel the same. It was still nice seeing people, and that was the community of interest, right? And I think after 3 years, we have close friends who are also in it. They continued, and we stopped. So I started growing everything. And even though I'm pretty sure I wasn't as good of a gardener, um, I was so much more proud of the yield because of the commitment to like learning the journey that I'm still on. And now let's really understand this. It's a high level because it's hard to go deep into this. The journey that started with me growing lettuce is now has really gone into understanding native seeds, understanding soil, um, a deep relationship with perennials and the context that they like to be in. None of that was even possible without throwing a seed and seeing. I remember my first little garden bed. I actually still have it, and it wasn't little because everything I do, I gotta do it big. Everything. Well, it's the big show. Everything has to be. I don't think. I don't. It's not like big in size. It's like magnitude, right? So, and I probably have videos up of the garden bed. I built two of them. They're 4x8, but they're pretty much off the ground. And I was trying hugel culture and learning, which I won't do that again in that same kind of situation over time. But it started with me seeing somebody do it. I just question, is it something that you have that I don't? I just question that to myself. And then I'm looking around to all the other people who don't do this, and I'm like, y'all don't. Everyone where I live, immediately, everyone has an acre. I have one, two, three, four properties surrounding me. No one has a garden. N- Not what I would call a garden. No one has a garden. No one. So these are the rooms that you go in. You're connected to family. They're able to live without these things. Now look at what happened. The big C. COVID hit. So I have all this information that I'm taking on, all of this, that I don't think I saw it as I do now. I saw it as it was definitely an annual scenario. It was kill the weeds. Yeah, I have no land, just a little. Wow. Oh, that's so awesome. In fact, Jeff Lawton, I think he's the one who says this. He's one of the first students of the creators of permaculture. He talks about the productive spaces. So, in a sense, it because you start doing more with less. Like in that simplest terms, you start going vertical. So smaller spaces should actually be more. You could get more out of them because you have to. So that doesn't shock me, but it's also amazing to see when people do that. Um, so yeah, I just feel like I'm always in a room with people who I want to have a conversation about square foot gardening, SFG. I made my first bed and I come across a video and it looks clean because I'm suburban. I'm in everything has to be clean. My floors had to be hardwood. I had to figure it all out. Big old me, 6'3", putting in 1,600 square foot of flooring. It was so traumatic that when I walk on my floors, I forgot that I did them. I walk in a room sometimes and I'm like, wow, this is nice. That color is nice. Yeah, you did them. It was that traumatic. But everything had to be nice. So the square foot gardening made sense. I didn't understand that I was getting into variety and diversity. I just was doing it because it looked nice and it was playing. It was a system. And I saw someone online doing it. And but it helped me. And I got, to the next step and to the next step. And then I started thinking about roles. And granted, I'm still not where I need to be. I have so much information that I've collected, that I've practiced them in a successful way, that even if I'm keeping the score, because you are your own worst critic. So even if I'm keeping the score, I struggle to think that I'm effective as a gardener and potential farmer one day. But that's how I got into it. I just really hit the ground running, and I learned. And then COVID hit. I I was, I don't want to say being mistreated, but I feel like, okay, I was being undervalued at work, which is a common theme in my life. Um, my my passion, my skill set is I'm always working under, being underutilized. I know my power and my potential. I've proven it, but I also have the energy where most people around me are not going to be able to understand the magnitude of that energy, what can be accomplished. Oh, neat, neat. I don't do neat now. That was the beginning. You don't see, you seen the cardboard. I'm No, we raw now. We focus on eating now. That's hilarious. Uh, so I'm always underutilized, and I made a decision right before COVID hit that I had to leave my job. And I'll tell you which I applaud. And anyone who's out there, I'm so glad that you're here with me. This If my streams were like this, and we had this kind of, on, and they're appreciating the messages and they show that love back, I would never complain about numbers. I just don't. I don't think. I think that everybody should have this opportunity, and when we feel like we're not, that's what I'm talking about. Everyone should have the opportunity to give feedback on the things that they're giving out, sort of like affirmation. So the number one thing that I had to leave my job for was, from a psychology standpoint, when I was bringing my job home, and I only brought in the negative things of my job, and my kids were not able to hear a blended conversation. So my mom unintentionally did the same thing where she worked really hard. She worked in the city. When she would come home every night, this person did this at work, this person did that. So if you're a kid and you hear work and you know one day that that's what everybody expects is that you're going to go to work, and inside your house you get affirmation, reinforcement that this is what work is. Work is going there to be frustrated every day, 18 years. This is work. Work is being undervalued, being underappreciated, not getting a raise. Back in those days, fighting for just simple insurance, basic needs. Man, I gotta know more about your story. Very, very similar. COVID was coming, but I knew that at the age that my kids were at the time, I had 1, 3, and 5-year old. I could already see that I was going to be teaching what work was, and that I was going to be repeating something that comes from what I was taught. I have a very strained relationship with what people offer me in the work world because I know that they aren't for me. Yep. Man, you guys need, if you're not putting that out there, you first do it for yourself. But that'll be great to share as a message. And you know what, She Natural Homestead, it's not so much about a job. Jobs can't do that, right? Because I always say this: I don't like working for people, but the reason why I don't like working for people is because they don't necessarily have your best interest at heart. If you give me a design where my best interest is at heart, I have no problem working for, with. I'm a team player. I played college basketball. I played Division III basketball. I am the epitome of a teammate. I am 100% sacrifice. Having to live through something. I'm down for the cause. But when you're not honest with me, when you undervalue me, and you need me to come on and come with the face every time for you, and I get nothing out of it, we're going to have a break. And in me, I could deal with it. My children, I can't deal with my children thinking that that's what work is. That's not going to happen. Ever impacted or affected in the world, when I asked them what they were going to do with their life, it wasn't the same way it was for me. It wasn't like I'm a passerby. Hey, what are you going to be when you grow up? No, I'm super intentional about telling people that they're responsible for themselves and that they need to be more serious and intentional about their happiness. And there's nothing to wait for. We shouldn't, if I could go back, I wouldn't wait till graduating high school or college to do something about my life and myself. Like what you're saying, I was very entrepreneurial oriented. I used to look into trading stocks from a teenager. I started creating websites. I'm a software engineer. I'm self-taught. I taught myself how to create websites at 11 years old. That's all I do for a living, is create websites. Who taught me? No school taught me that. I've never taken a computer class in my life. Never. So to respect and now if there was somebody that was there to encourage and support that type of skill, who knows what this would look like, right? But if you don't have it, you don't have it, and you gotta figure it out. So I'm very intentional with young people, especially my young people, and that's part of what this YouTube is. This journey. I don't have the ego that needs to be on YouTube and be big. My kids like many kids, they watch other people's kids on these platforms. They watch growing up. They watch Ryan, and I see my wife get excited. Ryan is just being Ryan. It's Ryan's parents who understood the timing to put him in that scenario. Then it makes sense for the family. Can't take nothing away from him. But everyone has a story. Ryan's story is not better than your story. We all have stories. And you see a lot of young people who are missing it because we're going with the homeschool thing. We're practicing socialization, and we want everyone to fit into a mold, and we're teaching our kids the same things. You go to school and it's going to help you, and then you got to go to college. Then when you go to finish college, there's going to be a job waiting for you. I don't know how all of that in AI fits into the same they don't fit into the same soup. But anyway, I digress. um so I am sitting there. I resigned from my job because of the way I resigned, and COVID hit instantly. I wound up not getting unemployment or anything. So I'm just out. COVID then like comes in like fast. Hey, what's up, Darth? Long time. COVID comes in fast, and I had a 1 year old, a 3 year old, and a 5 year old. Um, my wife was an essential worker, and I'm home. We can pay our bills, but it's a little bit more straining because my income isn't there. So there was times where it would go back and forth. We weren't running, we were still a functional household. We weren't, it wasn't an emergency for us. But while I was home, I started going outside more, and I started being free more. And then the supermarket started getting weird. And I'm on YouTube watching, and I saw someone harvest a walnut, black walnut. And in that aha moment came again. And I realized something way deeper, because this is part two of the aha moment. Darth, just to catch you up if you're still here, when I started, and I joined the CSA, Community Supports Agriculture. I spent 2 years. The price was hefty for me. It was $950. It was worth every penny. But I lived 10 minutes from the place. The aha moment was, you can just grow the stuff that they grow. Same climate. There's literally nothing different. So here's the second aha moment. Those things that you've been stepping on your whole life, walking through the park, you can eat those? I've gone past these black walnut trees my whole life. Not only that, when I was working, I worked at a college. That's where I had left working right before COVID. The college is a college campus. It's a beautiful college. It's not just a college campus. It's a beautiful college campus. Right on the river, the Hudson River. Beautiful historical campus. So they would have these massive black walnuts. And I just took it as that thing that's going to stain your, you have to get some housework done. I was okay. See, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll be on here forever. I usually don't do streams this long, but I was just going with the vibe. I don't do streams outside this long, but it was cool. My sweat probably done dried up in my shirt, but it is what it is. But I'll give you the express. Basically, I started collecting. I ended up going to the park collecting walnuts in like 5 buckets worth and harvested them, and that was my security protein that I had for my family because things were getting weird. Pair that with chickens, now we have eggs. Now I have more protein, and I felt a sense of security that I've never left from. And everyone else that I talk to, they seem to fluctuate in security is based on what's going on in the world, in the news. And I've been on a static mode of security. So as far as lifestyle, I don't understand how to change that, and I don't understand how to echo to people that my sense of security is in these things. And when you come, you see a berry, and you're like, I have black raspberries that's about to pop. Like, wow, this is so beautiful. Yeah, I didn't grow that. It was around you the whole time. I didn't know. I have mulberries. It's about to be mulberry season. I just come out here and eat. I almost cut down the mulberry tree because for years I thought it was poisonous. And I used to tell people, don't go near that. You can get that little red stain on you. It's poisonous. So it's just an information gap. But thanks for hanging out. I don't know how much longer. I probably won't be on here that much. I don't know who's here. Like I've gone from one end to the other. We've been talking about YouTube analytics. If you guys, She Natural does. She says she streams every night. So if you want to check out, I'm pretty sure there's some amazing content on there. I'm gonna start checking it out. But she's hung out here for a while with me. That means a whole lot. So please check out her channel. That's how we build community. Set Apart Gardens. Haven't seen him on the stream yet, but he's definitely shouted me out in the comments a bunch of times. I've been watching him lately. Obviously, everyone else. Beautiful story. Thank you. Oh, Missy's still here. Thank you. I could shout out 100 people. Everybody always flips on Lead Farmer. Of course, Lead Farmer is the king of all kings in this YouTube content game for our community. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of people that I watch, and it's been great. Recently, me and brother Eric from what is brother Eric's name? Channel name. It got Homesteaded. It got Homestead in it. All right, I done goofed it. I'm not gonna do that no more because then I'm gonna forget. But thanks for hanging out, guys. The sun is actually sunning. I really. It's been 3 days. That brings out the smiles. I don't have dimples. Actually, I'm kind of rough now, but I don't have dimples. But I'm out here cheesing. Yeah, I'm sure. I feel like I've heard Led shout your name out watching his lives. But I watch them all. Homestead Heart, T-Nog. I watch them all. Broke Farmer. I watch them all. I even see when people go away and then come back. I see when they're on hiatus. I know all the arcs. And maybe we'll be at that level. Yeah, no, I see. That's how I know your name. It'd be cool because he'll say like, "Yeah, I was watching your video earlier." I've been on Led's channel a couple times when he's done the call in, and actually Led is the reason I owe Led a great deal of gratitude because I think I was sitting in like 35 subs on this channel, and I casually watch everyone still, and Led had a live, and it was one of those like join, let's talk about solar, and I joined, and I did an awesome job. I was super nervous, but I did a good job. And this is what happened. He was saying, make sure y'all go follow his channel. And when I joined the StreamYard, I typed in, instead of putting Darnell Just Homesteading, I put Darnell Just Talking, which is like the main channel connected to my email. And I got like 25 subscribers. And I felt the need that since people heard me talking, that was my first bump of like people reciprocating that feedback. That was the first bump, and I felt the need to keep posting on that channel. So I kind of left the Homestead channel alone. um and then since then there's been a bunch of and I'm on the road to 500 subs. And hey, I'm gonna take the lesson from you. I'm gonna go check out your content and study what's going on there, because if you're saying it's been 3 or 4 months and you killing it like that, there's definitely something I could learn from what you got going on. Like I said, my goal is to just get there so that I could make my content in my way with my creativity and not have to worry about it. Oh, you did join the cooking? You got like 200 subs. Yeah. I'm actually building Denroy, what's up, man? Throw some of those mulberries on the grill. Oh, you was watching when I said mulberries, huh? You know what a mulberry is? Put them on the grill. What does that taste like? You bugging. I'm actually building a little what do you call earthen grill. I have I really wish I could show you, and you kind of just reminded me. The other thing is that I can't forget, because the table, I have like one of those iron tables with a nice iron chair, and they've been here since we bought the property. I wanted to get rid of it. I took it apart about a month ago, and the top part was like a grate. It looked like a cool grate for a grill. So in my head, I'm like, because that's what I do. I didn't really mention that, She Natural Homestead, but I do a lot of upscaling. When I see something that could turn into something else and not throw it out, I'm very good at, like, let's take that to its next form. And that's really what I like to show, which is kind of my own little niche. Um, so I seen the grate and I thought, man, I want to make an earthen garden. So, and I'm gonna put the old table. I'm gonna cut that and get that as a grill and start grilling on that outside. My kids are always doing marshmallows and all of that, and it took me to Led's challenge of that I didn't join, which was cooking with wood, because I don't know how to just cook with only wood, but I'll still tag it when I do it. But now that you did that, and you got 200 subs. That spark really helps to really helps. I haven't gotten into the community yet. It's been a large variety of people that follow me, so I think that's what I'm missing. So hopefully, if I start making, and that's a whole nother conversation I'm not getting into, I'll let you get to your work. But my recent conversation about content, with trying to grow it in the strategy, is that I, I'm not, the algorithm can't understand my content, because one day I'm this, one day I'm that. And I need to really, like, not change what I'm doing, but be more intentional about the ongoing stuff. So if I'm doing upscaling, do like 10 to 20 upscale videos in a row. If it's chickens, have a story that's around chickens. I can't do one day chicken, and this is my real life though. One day is chickens. One day I'm shredding wood. Shredding paper, cardboard for my worms, because I have a worm bin as well. Um, and then I'm playing basketball on the third day. Who? Then I'm doing the solar with EcoFlow on the fourth day. Then I'm back in the garden. Then I'm parenting on the sixth day, and it's all about parenting. Oh, they trying to keep me in here. You be with media. Welcome to the stream. This message, and can you guys tell She Natural have a good day, because she hung out here. She did made this a legendary stream. Afternoon to you as well. You be where I am. I have 2 hours and 5 minutes. You guys know I don't be out here that long. I seen a snake today. I got some. I was showing She Natural. I collected some worms. These are just more like garden worms, but I caught like a big sucker. Look at this one. I don't mean to bother him like that, just to show him off. But look at this one. That's a big worm. So talk to you guys later. Thank you. Thank you. And you've given me the courage to have more of a the chat, just sitting here, just talking, just chatting streams like in the garden. In my head, they work, but I don't be getting all that feedback. Hold up, what I did something wrong, Missy? What did I do? Can you guys tell me what I did wrong? Did did I show the wrong thing on camera? Y'all act like I you you wanna get a YouTube spike. You start eating the worm. Uh, what did I say? Can somebody tell me what I said? He said, "Hey yo, did I say something? I don't know. I might have say like 20 worms in here. I was thinking of, like a blueberry. No, 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 no. No, oh, it's the worm. Okay, okay. No, I don't. These are These are to me like valuable. I don't really interact with like, oh, I got a worm. I don't say play God, but let me go kill this worm. Now, granted, if I'm fishing, which is my new thing, I've gone fishing a couple times. Um, Obviously, there's worms involved as bait, and I'll just go, collect on some spots that I know where some worms are gonna be. But hey, guys, even though I know you my gang, make sure you like the stream. We're gonna get some likes. Like we're gonna make sure we have quality streams. I know you guys know I'm a quality live streamer. Oh, don't say you've had worms. Say you've had a worm bin. Apparently, saying I have worms is a problem. Yeah, yeah, Missy. I just started touching worms when I got like I'd say a few years ago. Yeah, you've had worm bins. Yeah, thank you. If you've had worm bins, you work with worms. But people don't be liking the I have worms. It just the reg my regular folk don't be understanding what that means. But yeah. Okay, so the poll, we've we've got a good enough votes than likes. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. How you get more votes in the poll than likes on the stream? Uh, it's working hard. Therapeutic for you. 65% absolutely. 29% prefer not to. 6% rather watch someone else. All right, so we'll just keep it open. What do you guys got going on? You guys are grilling. You got some food on the grill. What you doing? What is your routine for a day like today? What is your routine? I don't know how much. I mean, if we get into something in this story time and all of that, I'm game for it. I don't have my mic connected anymore because I had to rush in and put my phone on the charger. Maybe they don't know where to like. Let them know. The double tap the screen. The double, double, double. I freaking hate saying that stuff. I liken it to Crotona Park. Shut. You ain't going to no Crotona Park. I liken it to when somebody comes in your house, they should take off their shoes. You didn't know that, Missy? Everyone who's on this platform is on the platform, have watched streams or have heard other people say it. I'm gonna be more intentional. I agree with you. I'm gonna say it. I should have added that double tap to it. I don't care for the amount of likes. I'm not hungry for the likes. I know that it makes more impressions to the stream, right? Because people are engaging. It's a form of engagement. So that's where it matters. I mean, look, now that I'm outside, look at this guy. I could actually show you, cause this will show you how much I don't care. Look at all the keys missing on this computer. Funny story. My first son is responsible for at least four of the keys that were missing. Not only are the keys missing, but some of the keys are not what they're supposed to be. Like, which one? Like, this is not S, this is a 6 right here. Oh, not on the Lenovo. Yeah, I got this computer for $75. He goes, dude, if you know better, you do better. No, so he might have not been one yet, or he was one, and he had. If you know anything about babies, some of them, they get those sharp nails, and if you're not, trimming them with the little baby nail clipper, he was able to pry up. Oh no, Missy. Not only was it a deal, I used to get deals for a lot of people. It was at my previous job. They would rotate computers every 3 years, so every year they had computers that were going out and some that and new ones that were coming in. So if you, as an employee, you would get your computer would be rotated out, and then they would resell them. No, this isn't nothing to be careful about. They would legally resell them, and the staff would get first dibs. They would nuke everything on it, and they would sell it for, when it started, I think it was $75. So, you would want to be first in line. At the time, it was a 3-year-old computer, and I've been using it now. I would say this is probably 9 years. 9 years I think I've had this, so it's probably a 12-year-old computer, and it still does the all up until some of the modern things like gaming and streaming. Outside of gaming and streaming, this does everything I need. Um, ThinkPad Carbon. It's something like X1. Does that make sense to you? You be with media? I think it's like an X. I could tell you. No, it's W550. I don't. It is. I think it is a Carbon. It is. Yeah. So, and it had a dock at the time. It was a really good workstation to have. But so my son pried up for like 4 keys in like 3 minutes. I never forget. We were at a B&B. Matter of fact, I was playing Rocket League. That's why I had the laptop with me, because I was so excited to have my Linux workstation. And at the time, they allowed for Rocket League. I think you still could have playing online at the time. I was learning the game, and so this was like 8 years ago. And he pried up the keys, and a couple got lost, and then I think like the one I saved, I was like, this is crazy. But me always saying I'm gonna fix something, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna fix it. Man, the thing, each key was $5. Each key. And not only is this me being frugal / broke, or what I call a band, a broke a ninja. I'm cheap. Like I'm cheap when it comes to things that aren't going to give me value. So I just took the number keys. So if you could see here on this side, all of because it has a numbers pad, all the number keys. I took those keys and made them into the other keys. We've been rocking out ever since. It's been like 8 years like this. And I told him like the other day, he was like, "Man, you got all those keys missing on your keyboard." I looked at him like I gave him. I'll try to give you the look. So somebody tell you something, but they're the reason for it. I was like, hmm, interesting. You think you know how I got like that? He had no idea. I told him the story. He tried to deny at all costs. I mean, hero self, or who was or wasn't watching him at the time, as I'm trying to play Rocket League for the first time. uh, but yeah, so I dread not having this. I know that as time as time goes on and I want to make major improvements to what I'm doing with streaming, like for the open studio stream, I really want to be in the like I have a studio feel. I like the look where people have their laptops in it instead of having big bulky computers. So if I'm gonna have that be the laptop that's running the stuff, because then I can manage the stream. It can't be this laptop because I can't do more than 720p with this laptop. Um, I haven't tried an external video card. Maybe that could allow me to do it. But at some point you got to move on. You got to take that next step, go to the next level. And so for now, this is like the garden. This is the garden box. I come out here and I could be in the garden on it. But I think an improvement I could make out here is instead of streaming from my phone, maybe I get like a streaming camera. But then if I do that, then I'm gonna need the pairing computer device. Unless yes, it is running. It is actually not only is it running Linux, Ubiwa Media, it it doesn't have a dual. It's not dual booted like my workstation in the house because I purchased the Alienware a couple years ago. That's probably the first computer I purchased. I want to say in my life. I don't remember. Usually, I get my computers out of the garbage. Make tens of thousands of dollars with them. Totally fits who I am. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe you guys could give me like a. I wouldn't mind a name, a alter ego, a nickname for when I'm like upscaling and like even clothes. I want to be a cool thrifter one day where I'm, making reviving, I should say, reviving cotton wear, you know? Yeah, upcycle. Are you saying the term or you don't know that term? Well, hold on. Upcycle is not the item. Upcycle is a verb. It's what you're doing with it. So you he said no, cotton. Come on, man. Come on. Don't get political on me. I'm into. I have behind the camera. I have like 3 batteries that I'm trying to fix, revive. They can't be upcycled, but I'm always taking something and making use of it. That's what. So I'm looking for something. That's what I was saying with the worms. I'm looking for uh, a container that I can put I have like I buried a chicken over here. I know that sounds crazy, but I think last year I buried a chicken over here and then covered it with a lot of compost. It's likely soil and put a ring around it so that I could continue to stack up soil. So when I don't know where to put something, some weeds or whatever, I end up like throwing it in there. Now, worms like these worms, these are they live in the litter layer, the top 4 inches of soil where the leaves are, leaves come down and they hide under that. So you reveal what's under a leaf, you'll see like a worm where it's cool, but they don't like going too deep. Those are different worms that go below 4 inches of soil. So what I'm trying to do is, because this area is elevated, maybe like a small blueberry container, I could put these worms in there and just give it a go to see if I put the things that I know that they want to eat in there, to see if I can get them to stay in that container while it's in the bigger bed, so then I could be getting nutrients that are spreading within that bed, and I create like a new habitat, like work on a system, a multiple. I know Missy says she had worm bins, but I also like the garden worms and creating habitats for them. So in the rescuing of these worms, I could go give them to the chickens. I don't feel good about that. Uh, I know it's a cycle of life and the circle of life, but I don't do that. I don't just find the worm. Now if I lift up something and there's worms underneath and the chickens are hanging out with me and they go to it, by all means, I don't do that. But me personally, I don't necessarily intervene. Uh, so awesome stream, guys. If you guys had something else, we could stick around. I know you be where you just came in here. I feel like you're on the brink of sparking something that could turn into more. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna get back to work. I was sweating a lot when I started this stream. I feel like everything has dried up, and I earned a shower for sure. Um, but there's some cool stuff on the way. So you guys give your goodbyes, or tell me I need, offline, or tell me that I need to stay on here because it matters. Uh, Either way, I'm fine. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Now that I got my laptop, I could manage the stream better. So, Missy, I missed your no accountability. I wish I knew what that was about. Oh, that was for my son. Yeah, he took no accountability. There's another story that I'll tell you. I'll tell you that offline. There's another funny story or something that we revealed that had to do with the same son. He's definitely he stores treasures. Your kid. Your kid. Not the papa. All right, guys. I wish I had more to give you guys. I wasn't expecting this the stream to be this awesome, so I should leave room for that. But I fear that I'm gonna just drag it out and be dry Daryl. At least when I'm dry, I could say Daryl. Now I'm dry Daryl. If I'm dry Daryl, you guys gotta let me know. You could hit in the chat, be like, chill out, dry Daryl. I want Darnell to be more spunky, spontaneous. We going with SP words. Spunky, spontaneous, spiniferous. He goes, all right, so get off. Oh, man. It's hard sometimes, man. It's hard. Missy says, peace all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a wonderful week. Yep, you do the same. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Peace.